Welcome back to our next episode of CMO Live, where I answer your real estate questions. We're walking through the real estate website success guide and walking through the different features that drive our 24 most successful websites, where we've looked through the thousands of websites that have been built on Showcase and looking to see what the most successful websites are doing based on the data, and then bringing that information to you. So this is probably the most important feature of building a successful real estate website, and it's hot sheets. And so hot sheets and community pages. So, excuse me. So I think one of the questions we do get is, what is a hot sheet? Some marketers will talk about these as community pages. This is that narrow page. So it's not just, when you go to a big portal and it's just search, and maybe they even know what city that you're in from an IP address look at. But a hot sheet is a community page. It's an individual page on your site that focuses on a single type of home, an individual condo building even, or homes within a walking distance of a particular school, or any other refined idea that somebody might be searching for. And I think one of the ways to think about this is, 10 years ago, Google used to work based on really keywords. And so it was the specific keywords that people were searching for. But now, Google has changed much more to a search intent concept. So they know so much data about an individual. They know, is he or she married? Are they engaged? Are they in a relationship? Are they single? Do they have kids? How old are their kids? Is this their second home? And so that's some of the information that may come into play for the searches. And probably a couple quarters ago, they've really started to roll out this much more tightly. 2 years ago, they rolled it out initially, but Google rolled out their EAT update. And EAT stands for expertise, authority, and trustworthiness. And so a lot of that does impact your overall site's rankings is there about us page and contact us page. And we'll go through that in other parts of these videos. But these community pages, actually, if you think about it in terms of that EAT update, Google's looking to see do I want to show this web page on this realtor's website because it feels like they have authority and that are speaking expertly about what they're talking about. One of the examples that I think I don't remember which city it was in, but I was looking on Instagram, and this realtor had a great bio. They did not have a website, but man, if they did, that could have ranked so well. And I called him up to ask him about it. I'm like, what does your business look like from a lead perspective? And his was, I help singles in their mid-20s to mid-30s buy condos and high-rises in downtown, whatever the city was. Man, that was perfect. And when I talked to him, he said, his entire business was either recommendations for people that fit that, or he'd sold somebody a condo that was in that market when he sold it to them. And now they had progressed. They were a little bit older. Maybe they were married or in a relationship, and they were selling it, and they knew that he could sell that condo to somebody just like that they were when they bought it from him initially. Man, that, building a niche on that is great. Another example, what I said, would be if you were to take, we'll say Chicago again, and you were to create individual community pages for every condo building in Chicago, or every townhouse or townhome community in Chicago or Chicagoland or a suburb. Each of those would be great individual community pages to be built. And when you think about it, while there are tons that can be built, you don't have to build a ton of them to be really successful. When I look at our 24 most successful websites, 4 of them had 11 or less hot sheets, and one of them in the top 5 had only 2. Now, they drove a lot of traffic from pay-per-click ads, but I mean, when 4 of the websites have less than 11, that's really reasonable for any website to create at their launch. 3 of them had between 12 and 99. 11, now these are our top 24 most successful websites. Excuse me. So you do not have to build these out to be successful. But what I wanted to show you was a glimpse of those top 24. What does the data show for what's making them really successful? So of those top 24, 11 of them had more than 100 but less than 500 hot sheets. That's really where the bulk of those were. So if I kind of split it up and you look at the numbers here, about half of them, a little bit less, had less than 100 hot sheets. Another roughly half had between 100 and 500. And then we had a handful that had 500 to almost 1,000, and then 4 of them had more than 1,000 pages. The example I mentioned on Chicago, imagine if you were to have created an individual community page for each townhome or each high-rise condo in Chicago. That could easily total thousands. Now you wouldn't do that all at once, but that's something that could be done, and some agents have done things like that. So my suggestion from looking at the data from not just those top 24 most successful websites, but all of our customers, is I suggest that you should be building a few high quality community pages or hot sheets each month to support the niche that you're focused on. And we can talk about niches in another video, but don't feel like you have to build these out all at once, but these are highly important for getting organic traffic. And I really view that kind of organic traffic and building these pages as kind of compound interest, or paying off a mortgage. So it gets more powerful over time. You do want to build these out kind of as quickly as possible, but I know that, you're like me, you're busy, you don't have a ton of time. So just set aside an hour or two and start to build out these community pages. If you need help on what the community pages look like, one, there's a lot of content on our blog that can help you through that. You can also ask Tiffany or Andy and our support team and our success team. They can give you some guidance as well. Or look on the Showcase IDX website and look for our certified partners, and they can help you out with that as well. Now, in our next video, we're going to talk through those top 24 websites, how many of them use premium and how many of them use essentials.